first episode for us, obviously, but...
Eva was just on and says to ping her.
What was that?
Eva was just on the server and said to ping her when we're ready.
All right, let her know that we are back, and my apologies for being a few minutes late here. Just trying to see if I can hear everybody, just to see if I've got this configured correctly. It's a little what's the word I'm looking for? Counterintuitive? How about that? We'll just call it counterintuitive. So anyhow, I'm not going to log. I can't do this from my laptop, because if I do it from my laptop, I will kill the stream, so I won't be able to test it to see if it works. Hopefully it does work. All right, let's see. Streaming. Cool beans. So let me see what else we need to have up here so that we can proceed.
Hello.
Hello there. How are you?
Hey.
Doing good.
So we got a lot of cool things going on here. We're actually streaming right now as well. I'm going to turn the volume down a wee bit because I think that our music, as fun as it is maybe just a little bit too loud for everybody. So let me turn that. Whoop, maybe that's a little too far down. There we go. All right. Have not seen Kenji come in. I know he needs to be here. And he said he was going to be, unless he got called into a last-minute audition. LA is starting to pick up now. We're starting to get actors. We're starting to get work, which is kind of cool. So let me check with Kenji and see if he can. Let's see here. Quickly text him. And if he's not, we're going to go ahead and start without him.
COVID not so bad there?
Well, it's interesting when for the shows they execute some very rigorous protocols. Even if you're vaccinated, you need to get tested almost every day before you're allowed on set. So
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, they're they don't want to kill the really talented people. They pay millions of dollars to get them there. So kind of.
Yep.
Kenji will be on in just a moment. So to recap where we were last week. Incidentally, if you ever decide that you want to try and bring on to try and stream on Twitch, I can tell you firsthand, it's not as easy as it looks. It looks really watch the YouTube, but it's not. Trust me.
I have a friend who's a very small-time streamer, so I guess I'd ask him before I did anything.
Yeah, it was the only thing that really kind of gave me fits was getting Discord into the audio channel. For whatever reason, there's probably some security setting on my machine that's preventing the Twitch integration from firing. So instead, I'm hoping. 1 second here. Let me actually just go over to the studio. Ava, can you say something real quick?
Hello?
Yeah. So you guys are actually showing on the. You're getting into the audio for the stream through my headset, because that's the way you would do it. You would automatically think that, right? I mean,
alrighty.
It's exactly what I thought, right? Now, if you're trying to follow on the Twitch, I will warn you, I have not set up for real time. I've allowed for latency, because I wasn't expecting us to be trying to use that as our gaming interface. But now that I think about it, I probably should have, because then no one would have to go and stream the desktop for Kenji. So I'm going to have to do that here in our Discord. So let me try that now. Video. No, not video. That's. No one wants to see my ugly face. Yes, here we go. Share your screen. The screen I want to share is that one. Yeah, I'm going to take the resolution down a wee bit though, so I'm not killing myself. So I'm shoving a lot through the line right now. Alright, so if Kenji needs to go and listen to the Discord, or watch the Discord, he will be able to do so. He'll be on in just a moment here. So I'm going to go ahead and get us set up for that eventuality. When last we were together, by the way, one quick question I do have for everybody here. I did want to be sure that were you guys in your red cloaks, or were you folks in the dragon attire?
I'm pretty sure we were in red cloak attire.
That's what I was thinking too, because you were trying to sneak into the town hall. So that was my understanding as well. I just wanted to be sure, because I didn't want to go and put words in anybody's mouth. So I will bring everybody into the scene here in just a moment. There you go. You may or may not recall, you, Cauldron, and our stalwart friend Damien had snuck into the town hall for the purposes of trying to understand what had happened to Sildar Halgraven, to understand the business of who the creature Razm that you have captured and is tied up in your room, who she truly works for. She seems to be professing that she's trying to be honest with you, but her answers don't make a lot of sense. You've also heard rumors now that there are experiments of a very dark and ominous nature with the mixing of races and species and bloodlines that is taking place under the auspices of the dragon cult, presumably. And it has something to do with the old fortress at Icespire, but you don't know exactly what that means. As you were digging about inside of the city hall, Cauldron, you found a number of documents indicating that large quantities of supplies, metals, raw materials were being brought into the area, and you saw the iconography on much of that paperwork that matches the Dragonhead's brooches and the pirate ship brooches you have seen on many of the people that you associate as being cult members. You've seen that icon on a lot of this paperwork that you saw inside of the town hall. However, as you were making your discoveries, you guys were yourselves discovered inside of Weston Halburn's office, and unfortunately you had to take down the two people that had discovered you, and then more people showed up, and you beat feet to get out of there as quickly as you could, Cauldron. You hit the turbocharger with your double dash capabilities, and you managed to lose your pursuer. Damien, not one for subtlety, walked back into the room and proceeded to press his luck with the people that were in the room, basically telling them, hey, I'm here, and you know, I'm supposed to be working for you guys, and I've been ordered to be in this room. And that's where we left off, as he walked back into the room and closed the door behind him, basically to confront the two gentlemen that were now in the room with him, that were clearly, how do we put this, of rank, as it were, inside of that room. So let's see, do we have Kenji? He said he was going to be on in just a moment. Let me check. Let me see. I'm just going to see if we can. Should we start without you?
Well, seeing as he's the one still in that building.
Yeah, it kind of, well, you know, we could skip over to you. So how about we do that while we're waiting for him, because you're now back in the inn. So let's restart our game, and we're gonna go into the Stonehill Inn. The Stonehill Inn, where your favorite bartender and mine, Bart, is working at the tabletop there, or the bar top. He seems to be constantly cleaning the same mug. You think it'd be clean by now, but nonetheless, he's still there. Molly is bouncing around here, there, and everywhere, helping out her father, as she has often, she's often doing. As you guys walk in, Razum is still tied up, gagged, blindfolded in the corner of the room, of your room, under close guard of the dwarf Druger, who is clearly not one for trust. He does have trust issues. He's a dwarf, after all. He stays very, very close to her to make sure that she does not decide to part company with you guys unexpected. Interestingly enough, Ravina has reverted back into her more genteel form of Angelina, so you now have both of your healers in the party as well. Just quickly checking, but we still do not have Gundren. Gundren is still missing. I did not do that. Did you do that?
Not intentionally.
Okay. That was interesting.
Yeah. I was trying to move the map.
Okay. Yeah,
I had trouble clicking on the owl before.
Yeah, that can sometimes happen. Don't worry about it. If that happens again, I will write you guys back and get you guys where you need to be. So you guys have gone back to the room, and Cauldron, you come into the room and you notice the dwarf is staring very, very intently at the thing, whatever she is, whatever this hybrid is that you guys have captured, staring at her with malicious intent, it looks like. The two clerics are involved in some degree of chanting and preparation and murmuring incantations and prayers to themselves as part of their order. Ruger, what are you doing, sir?
Well, I guess I'm still hoping for some kind of answers from the creature, the abomination that we've got tied up. But once in a while, I'll ask the clerics, what's their plan for this thing? It's not a natural creature. It's not an animal. It's not an orc. The fusion of a corrupted orc with something else, maybe, like an animal, plus something else, which isn't meant to be combined. So what's their plan for them?
The two clerics look up at you and then, like, quite frankly, we don't have anything like this in the books. That's why we're in prayer, praying for enlightenment, praying that the gods shall provide for us the answer that we need and help us understand why we're seeing what we're seeing, because yes, this is quite disturbing. But you do notice, as you're saying that, you'll notice that Angelina is sweating.
What is she sweating?
Perspiration.
Angelina, what's wrong? What's wrong?
Oh, I just feel a little warm, a little under the weather. I'm not exactly sure why, but don't worry about it. I don't think it's anything serious.
Would you like me to try to heal you?
Oh, that's very kind of you, brother. Yes, if you wouldn't mind.
Lay on hands can cure sickness if you think it's sickness.
Right. I think it's forget how it works though. I'll have to look it up.
So you have to spend 5 lay on hand points to cure sickness.
Okay.
All right. So you walk up to Angelina. She's there reading through her prayer books because she's preparing her spell list for the day. And as you start to do so and you put your hands towards her shoulders, as you get about 2 inches away, you can feel heat radiating off of her. A significant amount of heat. Like, not to the point like it's a stove, but way warmer than a living person should be.
And does it feel like a natural heat? Like that's why she's sweating, it's a fever kind of thing? Or does it feel like more of a magical heat, like either a spiritual one, like sacred flame, or something, some spell cast on her?
Well, I mean, you are schooled in healing arts, obviously, because you are a paladin. I mean, you're no stranger to illness. For a human being to be producing a fever of this quality, they would have to be ignited in order to be able to actually hit that kind of temperature. Like, she's not the temperature of a hot stove, but she's definitely the heat of like coals in the fireplace in the morning.
Okay.
Are you gonna try to do the heal?
I'm gonna do the heal, but I'll just make it plain to everyone that I'm not sure what this is. It doesn't quite seem like a sickness, like a normal sickness. If someone else wants to try a remove curse spell or some other way to get rid of things that are unpleasant, that might be a good thing to do.
So Elrin, I don't think she has removed curse. Not yet. Let me check. She has bestow curse.
It's a 3rd level spell.
Oh, she does. Yeah, that's right. So
Though whether she prepared it or not.
She had not prepared it, not in the list that she had. You guys could try waiting until tomorrow morning in order to be able to do that. But as it stands right now, she does not have that particular spell ready to go.
Yeah, let's wait till tomorrow morning. I'll also prepare detect magic. Well, basically, I don't need detect magic because I just cured her of her sickness, and if it doesn't go away, it's not a normal sickness.
So you cast it, the cure on her then, right?
Yes, and I use the 5 points.
Okay. As the golden energy comes off of your hands and washes over her person to cure her, she stands up and her eyes get really, really big, and she says, "Oh no." And then
Oh no?
You notice that her body turns into a shimmering red smoke and condenses down on the tabletop in front of her where she was standing. And what is left is a brooch with a large red ruby sitting in the middle of it. And as a result, Angelina is no longer visible in the room. There is a brooch on the table instead.
I would like to inspect the brooch.
All right.
So actually, I should probably tell people that I came back. Damien will hopefully be coming back soon, and that I found this, and I pull out the map to Icefire Peak.
Wow. Good job.
So
Is Damien all right, though? Do we need to go try to help him out?
Well, while that little exchange is taking place, the other cleric is stood bolt upright at the table and yells out, "Oh my God!" Her fellow cleric just turned into a brooch. So she's a little freaked out at the moment. Cauldron, as you inspect as you inspect the brooch, what kind? Do you have anything like Arcana, or do you have any? You have jewelry skills. I know that because you have a jeweler's kit, right?
Oh yeah, I do. I do not have proficiency in Arcana.
Okay, but you do have
I have
proficiency
I have
with
plus
jewelry,
3.
right?
Yeah, I do have proficiency with jewelry.
Which one do you have a better one? Which one do you want to try this with? You want to try this from a jewelry perspective? You want to try this from an Arcana perspective?
So what role would it be for jewelry? Would it just be plus proficiency bonus?
Correct. This is a relatively
Okay.
high DC. This is a DC 16.
Well, it's the same either way, because my proficiency bonus is a 3, which is the same as my intelligence.
There you go. So take a
So
take
I
your
guess
pick.
I'll roll Arcana.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Wow.
All right.
Good job.
So when you do your Arcana, you recognize this. You look at the jewel, and you can see a shimmering energy inside that is not too dissimilar to the kind of energy that you guys saw when you were at the Nexus. That was kind of surrounding all the portals to the different planes of existence. And you realize that you're looking at planal energy. So you've kind of figured out a little bit about who Ravina really is. You know she's a warlock. And clearly what you're looking at is a genie's vessel. So you have a little bit of an understanding as to who her patron might be now. Her patron is clearly the Jinn.
Wow.
Elrin,
Okay.
Elrin picks up the brooch and is kind of standing there shaking, gawking at the brooch. Now what the hell do we do? How do we get her out of there?
I don't know. Should we rub it?
Give it a shot.
Worth a try.
So I rub the brooch.
Nothing happens. Do me a favor, because Damien's not in the room. You're the only one who really has a shot at anything with Arcana, I think. Yeah, I think you're the only one with a good Arcana skill. Let me check here. Yeah. You're the only one with a decent Arcana skill because the only other person with a better one than you is not in the room right now.
Do you want me to roll again?
Yeah, give me another roll. Okay. Because you already know this looks like a genie's vessel. And it was DC 15 and you rolled it, which is good. You seem to recall that a genie can go back into their vessel anytime they want. And they can stay there for easily 8 hours. Easily. And for them, time passes differently when they're in there. It's essentially its own little pocket universe. There's just one problem. It was Angelina that went into the vessel, not Ravina.
Right.
So how does she get back out? And there's another problem. At the end of 8 hours, you have no more oxygen left inside of the vessel, and you die. And you have no way of communicating with her.
Does she have the communication stone at all? I don't know if there's like some chance that she might.
Well, you guys had one that you took with you guys to the city hall, correct?
Yeah, Cauldron had
Yeah.
one. I don't remember who had the other one on our end.
So there's 1, 2. You would never have given it to Drugger. So it's one of the three of you. It's either Ruger, Elrin, or Angelina. We will let fate decide if you guys don't know for certain. 1 and 2, it's Ruger. 3 and 4, it's Elrin. 5 and 6, it's Angelina. All right, public roll. Sadly, Elrin is holding on to it. And actually, I think she was, to be perfectly honest.
That makes a lot of sense. She usually is.
Yeah. Well, you know, she's her mother's daughter. What can I say? This is
Well-
recorded. This is recorded. I better be careful.
She's a good communicator.
She is. So, she has it, but she's starting to freak out. Because Elrin's not as up on Genie lore as you are. It's a little bit out of her normal milieu. But when you mention that to her, she becomes quite concerned. It's like, we are going to have to exercise this artifact to get her out. Are there any warlocks in town? By the way, that was more of a rhetorical question because she wouldn't know any more than you guys would.
Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to think of who has magic using abilities. If it's not Heman Cost, then it's like the spider's more of a rogue with some magical abilities.
There's the sister.
Yeah. Does she deal in magic or in... I thought her thing was more like prayer in a temple.
That's true.
Some more divine, probably.
Correct.
But it might still be helpful.
So Elrin runs downstairs. Well, walks downstairs to go talk to Bart to find out if there's anybody that might be of that kind of ilk of a magic user. And Bart sends her back with the answer, which is outside of the sister, all of that kind of magic really fell out of favor in Phandalin back when it fell, because there was a whole new branch of magic that was kicking up here that was almost like a kind of alchemy. And many people feel that's part of the reason why the city attracted unwanted magical attention in the first place and ultimately became overrun, was because of what that magic attracted. There are obviously other magic users in town. None of them Bart would recommend you trust them with a plug nickel, let alone a large ruby brooch with a colleague inside of it. He says that if he were you, he'd go to the good sister, and the good sister would probably be able to give you some guidance. If she couldn't help you, she could probably get you to the one who could.
All right.
Okay. There's that. And I guess we'll do that while we're waiting to see where Damien is. Maybe we should split up and maybe a couple of us, Druger and I, go over to check on Damien. At least see what we can see from outside of Town Hall. And maybe Elrin or Cauldron can go over to the good sister. Who's gonna watch? Who's gonna watch the creature?
So Druger goes, "I'm not babysitting another day. This is getting ridiculous." And he goes over and he says, "If you think I'm going to waste the rest of my life sitting here watching this piece of shite," and he taps her on the head. And as he taps her on the head, you hear a cracking sound, which starts to increase and grow. And as you look over at the creature that had been tied up in the room, she's starting to collapse, like the wispy ash that's left over when you burn down bark in a fire, in a campfire. It looks like it's still there and it has structure, and the second you touch it, it completely disintegrates. And she slowly collapses in on herself until all that's left are the ropes and the gag and the hood that you'd placed over her and a pile of ash right in the middle of it, right in the middle of it all. But Ruger, you see something that looks all too familiar. You see small little pieces of black, crystalline, glass-like substance sitting in amongst the pieces of the ash, reminiscent of what you discovered in the rectory outside of Xenopus' tower all those months ago, when the altar there had been desecrated and used to summon dark creatures.
Guess that solves that problem then.
It did. I relate that story of what I found at the desecrated altar near the Tower of Xenopus way back when to everybody who's present. 'Cause I don't remember if I told them all, but I doubt that they would remember.
When you mention it to Elrin, Elrin takes a piece of the glass and she rolls to see, she takes a look at it to see if she can remember what this belongs to, and clearly does not. Oh, wow. Wow. That was a swing and a miss, folks. A swing and a miss. She's clearly very upset about her sister. Very upset and not thinking clearly. She goes, "This is glass." And you're like, yes, I know. Thank you. Let me know when you can say anything else helpful. So, right. Good news, you get your hempen rope back. So, actually that's Damien's. So you guys can add the rope back. I'll stick it into Druger's inventory.
So, Cauldron, Elrin, what do you think? Should we send half of us over to see if Damien comes out of the town hall, and the other half go over to see the good sister, or what do you think? Should we all stop by the good sisters on the way to look for Damien?
I think splitting up into two groups would be good. Yeah.
Elrin agrees with Cauldron. She's like, "Look, I appreciate, brother, that you want to help, but this is beyond even my degree of healing. I think we need to trust the good sister. But I could use with some. No, she's got plenty of coin. I was gonna say she was gonna ask her some coin as something to go and do an offering to the church, but that's really not necessary. Incidentally, by the way, Cauldron, your bless is no longer effective. I don't know why it's. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Huh?
Hold on.
Cauldron doesn't even get
Yeah, never
What?
mind. Sorry, I thought
Is she
someone had
blessed?
cast. No. You have aid. I'm sorry. I thought it was blessed that had been cast on you. Was
Ah.
aid? My mistake. My apologies. It's the same icon, and so I thought it was bless, but it was actually no. You're still good. But she does say I'm probably not going to need my potions of healing. So she says, look, Ruger, you may need these more than I, brother, so take these with you. So she gives you the 2 healing potions that she has, and she also gives Cauldron. She goes, sister, you are by far the most reliable of all of us, and I think perhaps you could make very good use of this. And so what she does is she hands you her potion of flying.
Ooh.
Yes. And also, Ruger, you've got one. Do you have one of the magic whetstones?
Gave it to someone.
I think you gave it. Yeah, you gave it to Elrin.
Right.
It still has 3 charges left in it, and so she gives that back to you. The magic whetstone.
Okay.
All the other stuff that's in there are things that she has are truly more applicable to a cleric, but not in like a combat utility. They're very cleric-esque kind of things, which really wouldn't help you. So she'll hold on to those because they may come in handy as she tries to find out what's going on with her sister. One of the things she definitely wants to hold on is Dispel Good and Evil and Dispel Magic. Those might be useful, but seeing what happened when you cast Heal, she's not sure if that would be wise or not. The last thing she does give you, though, because she can't be with you, is she gives you one of these scrolls she's got to create food and water.
Can I get the talking stone back from Elrin? Because there's no point in her talking to Cauldron through the stone.
Okay. You want to give it to her? That's fine.
Well, Cauldron has one. Right now, Elrin has the other one. I'd like to take the other one so I can communicate between the 2 split up groups.
Right. Okay.
And I tell them if I say come, that means we need help and we'll be near the town hall, like probably in front of it or around the corner.
Okay. Just a second, I'm just fixing something here. There we go. She also gives you, just in case you happen to run into these, because you won't have anybody around to help you. She has 6 flasks of holy water, and she gives you 4 of them, holding on to 2 for herself, just in case that's something that she needs to use to help her sister.
Right.
So that's the last thing that she hands off to you. Change that down to 2 and 2. Alright, and so she actually doesn't have the talking stone in her inventory. Do you have it in your inventory?
I don't see it.
It may have got, you have it.
Oh.
Yeah, you got the talking stone.
Oh, there it is. Sorry, way down at the bottom.
Yeah, by the way, during the latest upgrade, a lot of the...
I don't think I have it in my inventory. Didn't I take it? Or was that Damien?
I think Damien actually has it. Let me check.
Cauldron was supposed to have it in the last...
No, well, it's in Damien's inventory.
That's weird. Okay.
But if it was supposed to be with Cauldron, let's fix that then. So we'll give that to you, and we get rid of this. Okay. All right. So, Kenji, by the way, Kenji sends his apologies. This is a casting thing. I'll just let him know we got the message. I'll run him for a bit.
Okay.
It's a good problem to have right now. He just signed up with a brand new agency, and they've been so much better than his last one. Let me tell you, they're a lot more expensive, but holy crap, what a difference. Yeah. All right, so everyone's kind of got their stuff ready to rock and roll then, is that correct?
Think so?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Incidentally, Cauldron, as you were examining the dust left over from this creature that evaporated, her armor and most of her belongings had evaporated into dust as well. But one of you guys obviously had disarmed her. You had stripped her of her armor. You had stripped her of her coin. And you noticed something interesting. The dagger, the bright green jeweled pommel, is still on the table. It has survived. Does anybody have identify?
I do not.
I don't believe I do.
I think.
Let's take an hour to examine it.
Exactly. So, pity that you don't have Damien. Because Damien
Could probably save that till later.
Yeah.
If we wanted to wait till Damien could do it.
Damien does not have identify, but he has really high skill sets for this, so it's something he actually would have a shot at being able to pick up on. It's really unfortunate that no one's got identify. The only person who has identify is Ravina. She's an approach. The one person who you need, kind of out of the room right now. Yeah.
Identify might be useful on the brooch as well.
I was just thinking that too, and I went, oh my god, they can't even do that because she's in there. So anyhow, you take a look at this dagger, and well, give me what do I have to what would we have to do? You are a thief. You notice small runes etched into the blade, and it's in the thieves' tongue, thieves' cant, which you obviously can speak. And it says, "The kiss of death," which you know that is the thieves' cant way of mentioning something that is poisoned. So this is some sort of a poisoned blade of some sort. I'm assuming you want to take it?
Sure, yeah.
Well, first of all, do you want to touch it? Because
does it have a sheath or anything?
It does. It has
I
would say it has a black sheath that is of some sort of leather, and as you pick it up, you're fairly certain it's drow skin. So this is a fairly nasty weapon, because what this clearly is to your mind is this isn't just a thieves' weapon. This is a drow thief's weapon, and the sheath is made, you know this from lore, of the first person that drow thief assassinated.
Wow.
As you pull the dagger out of the sheath, you feel a slight vibration coming from the blade. It's sickening to touch, but it's also thrilling to touch. And you realize that this is a venom blade. Venom blades will excrete, not only do they give you a bonus when you attack, but they can, at will as you're striking, inject the person almost like a hypodermic needle with black poison that coats down through the blade and goes directly into the person, and it stays in for a full minute. And if the person does not successfully save against that with a Constitution saving throw, they take some potentially very, very nasty poison damage and take on the poisoned condition for a full minute. Now, the dagger can't be used again that way until the next dawn, because if you try to use it beforehand, it will actually break if you try to summon the poison from it again.
I'm definitely taking that.
I was gonna say that one's kind of tailor-made. Pity you guys couldn't keep some of the other stuff she had, because she has some cool stuff. Oh, incidentally, she also had 15 gold pieces, which I will drop into your inventory. We putting that into, we'll put that into Ruger's. He's the one I usually add that to. Then it all gets added up at the end. 96. And she also had 20 silver pieces, which I will also put into Ruger's inventory. Your silver, by the way, is becoming ridiculously much. You might want to see about getting it thinned out.
Yeah, we need to get rations and stop by the guild in town. Change money and all that.
Cool.
But we were waiting for Sildar to come back, and I take it he hasn't come back.
Sorry, I'm getting. Is somebody sending me messages by Discord?
Nope.
Because I'm having some problems here. I'm getting notices
Nope.
that someone's trying to send me something. It must be from one of the other channels. Someone must be trying to reach me. Okay, I'll ignore it. So, just as you guys make these decisions and you pack up your gear and you start coming down the stairs, you notice walking in through the door of the bar is a rather confused looking Damien. Damien confused shouldn't surprise anyone, but he is definitely, he looks concerned. He looks a little baffled.
Well, go over and grab him and pull him into a corner and ask him if he is all right or needs healing or anything.
Yeah, it could, the healing would be really nice. I'd appreciate that, because he's down to about half of his hit points. You notice that he's
Yeah.
got some pretty significant looking bloodstains underneath his cloak.
Let's go back up to the room real quick as a group, everybody.
Bart notices him come in. He's been in this bar long enough to know when someone's come in wounded. So he sends Molly up the stairs with a big basin of warm water and some clean towels to help clean him up. Damien gets up there and he's like, I don't know exactly how it all happened. I was just trying to make sure that I could stick around to find out what was happening in the room. But the guys went down. They were dead. New guys were coming up the stairs. I turned around to say something to Cauldron. She's gone. By the way, was that a haste spell, or are you just that quick? Anyway, you remember how we heard something in the next room?
Uh-huh.
That was Sildar. He steps out in the room. He sees me. I see him. I say, "What are you doing here?" He says, "What are you doing here?" And the door bursts open with more guards. I'm standing there bloody. There's 2 guys dead. And Sildar goes and says, "You bastards, you finally got me." And he looks at me and he winks. I'm not sure, but I think he just saved my life. Anyway, they beat the crap out of him, tied him up, and they're taking him to see this guy called Vedic. He's the guy who's running everything now. Apparently, he's like Glassstaff's lackey. Reports up to him, it seems. And there's something big going down, because they were taking bets on where they were going to send Sildar. Were they going to send him to be some sort of like troglodyte over at the mines, because apparently there's a dig taking place over where they think the mine is, because they apparently think they know where it is, but they haven't been able to get into it, so they're trying to dig their way in. But others were saying that he was going to get sent over and fed to like these like minions that they've been making to try and seems like they're building an army. And another one said that no, he was going to get sent up to Ice Spire to get used for parts. They told me to go back to the barracks and check in with the sergeant and to tell him that they're going to take him over to the island of Reckoning before they decide what to do with him. Apparently it's like a way station where they check in prisoners and send them off to these things. It kind of got like this whole like process of kidnapping people and then sending them off to these different kinds of activities they've got going on. But it's just a little bit outside of town, just over in the foothills where the river starts coming down. I think if we don't get to him by nightfall, I think he's a goner.
Well, Angelina's gone. I don't know if you've noticed, and if we don't solve her problem, then she's gonna be gone by nightfall. Or wait, it's like 9. What time is it? Is it still 9 p.m. or whatever? Or is it? Because
it was daytime. You guys went
okay.
in. You guys went in daytime. It was 9 in the morning. It was just after you guys rested.
Okay, I was just referencing the in-game clock.
Yep, sorry. Yeah, that's because it's been running while I've been. I just
couldn't remember what time of day it was.
Yeah, no, that's not your fault. That's my fault because hold on a moment.
Okay, I lay on hands and give Kenji a healing potion. After the healing potion, how many points does he need? Roughly.
You gave him a healing potion?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, he has to target himself. Here we go. Wow, he gets a really good one. He gets full value out of that thing for a full 6 points. So he's still down. Aid's still running, so to get the temporary hit points back too, you're going to need to boost him about 20 points, 19 points to get him back.
Well, I have 15.
Okay, or Elrin is still there, and she's got her healing spell, so she could do that without you having to deal with it. So she's gonna go ahead and cast a spell, and she's gonna boost it because she has to get all the way up to like 20 points. She's gonna go ahead and cast this a little higher. She casts it as a 2nd level spell. rather than just a first. And she gets him almost all the way back up to where he needs to be. He's up to 50 hit points now. So if you want to lay hands on him for 3 points to get him completely healed, that would be great.
Sure.
All right. So you do your lay on hands thingy. And we take 3 points off of you.
Off my pool, yeah.
Features, where is that? Attributes, here we are. So, yep, there you go. That takes you down to 12. Awesome. And he is up to 53. And now Damien is at full strength, but he has used his action surge. So he has already used that for the day. Worth noting. That's already been used. He still has second wind, but he has used action surge. Alright. So Druger looks and goes, you know, lad, when it comes to things about spirituality and magic, I'm slightly less useful than a milk bucket under a bowl. I'll go with you. Let's go get Sildar. He's the only person in the city who's really tried to help us. You know, let's let the lass go deal with the sister. She's more to that type of stuff. That kind of magic. Not my thing.
Kind of agree. I would have hoped to talk to the sister on the way to get Sildar, but we're going to have to find, evidently, this island and see where they're taking him.
All right. So I'm going to have you guys. Are you guys going to walk out towards the what do you call it? What do you call it? Oh my God, I'm getting old.
Well, first we're going to check in with Bart and see if he knows where the island is. I'm also going to see if he knows where I can get some iron rations, because we may be on the road again very shortly. And tell him that we're going to rescue Sildar.
Well, why don't you go give a double click on Bart's icon?
Oh, I see.
That's all the stuff that he's got. Let me give him a quick little update. Boom. Got a few extra things in there.
Simple meal.
There's something there is one thing that he got that you guys might be interested in, that just came his way. A guy went and sold it to him, gave it to him for a horse. That is a ring of protection.
Oh, absolutely. We'll take that.
Okay. Do you have enough gold for it? It is 3,500 gold pieces, and it's a steal at 3,500.
Yeah, I'm thinking between all of us, we should have that. Let me see how much silver I have. And then gold.
You guys do have platinum, quite a bit of it. Remember, platinum is 5x.
10 gold.
10 gold, sorry. That's Electrum I'm thinking of. So you guys, that's 680 just for Druger. Each one of you guys has got a lot, if I remember correctly. You've got 280.
Yeah, I have 28.
So that's 8, 9, 60, 360. Damien. Damien's got. Are you on? Hey.
Okay, good.
Yep,
What's
we got you.
the exchange rate from silver to gold again?
It's 10. So platinum is worth 10 gold. I don't know if you guys have enough because one of your party you can't get to the gold right now. But but you do have some stuff you might be able to swap?
To barter? Sure.
Yeah, because you've got a few things that you guys have recently captured that were worth, some pretty pennies. You guys hadn't fenced it all yet, right?
Correct.
So let's.
But hadn't we sold? I thought we sold most of everything.
Yeah, you did actually. I'm just looking through, going, where did everything go? And I'm like, oh, that's right, they sold everything. You still have your garnets.
Yeah, you could take the garnets.
Okay,
You could take the ivory dice set, for that matter.
Yep.
What were you planning to do with the silver necklaces of dwarven runes? I don't remember them being that important.
Yeah, it's not that. It's also not worth that much, quite frankly. So tell you what, you still have that idol, do you not?
I do.
Okay, so that idol is worth 1,000 gold pieces in and of itself. If you wanted to wipe out your plat and give him all of the plat from the party and give him that golden statue of divination, because technically it's not anything you couldn't do as a spell, right? Because you can actually cast that spell as a ritual.
True.
So you're not really out anything if you want to swap that with him.
I'd be happy to swap that for a ring of protection plus whatever gold and platinum I have handy.
All right, so we're making the swap. So
I'd rather pay him with like 430 silver than like 43 gold.
is that 20 to 1? I can't remember. I wish this thing
You
was
just said 10 to 1.
Yeah. It should be doing this automatically, but
It's
because
5 silver is an electrum and 5 electrum is a gold, right?
correct.
So, yeah.
Alright. So the ring of protection goes over. That's going to wipe out your gold. And it's going to wipe out your platinum for the whole party. But I agree with you. I think that for a +1 ring of protection, it's well worth it.
Hey, sorry about that. My computer crashed.
Oh, it's alright.
Like, this is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about, Dad. Like, I can't get work done on my laptop because it keeps crashing. Like, ultimately, I do want to like take the hard drive that's in there and like connect it to the new computer so that way I can still have like my old stuff on it.
I understand.
But like, yeah. But
Let
like,
me,
as far
let me focus.
sorry.
I'm doing math. You should be able to smell the smoke. Alright. I think that's everybody? I think I've cleaned out everybody's coffers now. Oh, no. That should be that. Okay. So you guys are definitely down in the coinage area now. Where's Cauldron?
I did the math already.
Alright.
That's 412 gold total,
Okay.
with 3 silver pieces left over.
Okay. Because Bart likes you guys, he gives you a discount. He just asks that if you find anything kind of good, you give him, first dibs at it. So he gives you a discount, and he gives you back, Cauldron. He gives you back 20 gold pieces, 20 silver pieces, and 5 gold. Okay.
Okay.
You guys are good customers. He likes having you guys here, and Molly likes you. That's the big thing. Molly likes you.
You can have the garnets too.
Cool. All right, let me get those out of your inventory and put those in his. The garnets. And I look at it this way, it's also getting a little bit of weight off of your...
Yeah, I'm thinking that too.
Yeah.
It's not that much weight, but the coins were.
We'll drop the ivory dice set.
So wait, how much does he give me back?
5 gold and 20 silver. I think it's hilarious that you still have the black eye patch, by the way.
Just in case, need a disguise.
That is so funny. That It's so funny.
Look, I'm not good at deception, so I take whatever advantage I can get.
Wow. All right.
So maybe we should buy a couple of meals for everybody to go for the road.
Yep. So he can give you guys. Now, his meals aren't the best for travel, but you can have a couple of days worth. So he goes and throws in for everybody. Oh, I think I just gave you something wrong.
So maybe like 2 days worth is like 4 meals, is
Yep.
like 1 gold piece each.
Yep. So no, he's throwing it in because it's part of the room and board as far as he's concerned. So he's gonna give each one of you guys 5 days worth of food. So that gets you, Ruger, you're back up to 11, so you're good for a while. Druger.
Okay.
Druger's fine. Druger doesn't need any. Damien was getting low. Damien's now almost completely full. And Elrin, I think, was getting pretty low too. Yeah, she was very low. She only had 4 left. So she's back up. Cauldron, add 5 meals to your
Gaming.
Yep.
I had a late lunch.
Okay.
Is that your paw? Say hello. Tell my cousin I say hello.
He left already.
Oh. Well, there you go.
So basically, the ring should go to one of our stealthier, unarmored people.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Elrin and Angelina. Angelina's actually not that well armored, but Ruger, you're over 20. Yours is kind of ridiculous. Druger's is 17. Damien's is only 16. Cauldron, where did you go? I don't see you anymore.
I still see my token. I don't know. My armor is 16 though. But I have uncanny dodge.
Oh, that's true. I would say if I were looking at the people who need it the most, it's either Druger or it's Damien are the ones that need that ring of protection.
We'll give it to Damien for now,
Okay.
and we'll try to get Druger better armor.
I think that would be a smart idea. Although you guys just blew your wad on the ring, so probably not on this pass, maybe the next time.
Yeah, definitely.
So alright, giving the ring of protection to... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I think barring magic armor, I think Cauldron basically has the best that she can get.
Yeah, you're going to have to hope for... Because anything else, you start losing your stealth bonuses.
Well, that's the thing, is she really needs the ring. These other guys need armor.
Right.
So do we keep it with her just for full time, or?
Well, you certainly could.
But the way Kenji's in melee and getting killed.
Well, that is the downfall of an Eldritch Knight. They.
Yeah, we'll give you the ring when we get Kenji better armor, Cauldron.
Yeah, no.
How about that?
Sorry, that wasn't necessarily a point of like why you should give me the ring. That was just like
No.
me saying.
It. Are you on this? Are you on that map? Because I honestly do not see you. I just refreshed the map. I do not see you on that map.
Don't see her character on the map right now. Oh, there.
Yeah,
It just popped up.
Oh, now there's 2 of me.
Man, you are a good rogue. You're here, you're not here, there's 2 of you. Holy crap.
And remember, by the way, Cauldron, remember 1 point of that AC is only when you're dual wielding, too.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Alright, so we've got our marching orders. We know where we're going. We know who we're taking with us. And we're out the door to go do this now. Is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So,
But we don't know where we're going to find the island, do we?
oh, that's not a problem because they told Damien how to get there.
Oh, very good.
All right. So you guys go out the front door and you find yourselves back into the city once again. There's something about Phandalin. Just kind of makes you feel like home. All right. So you guys are back out inside of the streets. It's a busy day in Phandalin. People are moving back and forth. They're in the process of trying to make their money the way they always do. We're going to use the single token that you which is Cauldron right here. Interesting. On the map, I don't. Oh, I see why. All right. Slight limitation in the gaming system. All right. Just trying to get the last person out there. There she is. All right. So all of you guys head out and walk across into the courtyard, into the main part of the city, and you head over to the Shrine of Luck, where the good sister is already conducting services in the fractured courtyard. She's lighting the incense when Elrin walks up and starts explaining the situation, shows the brooch. The sister looks at it for a few minutes and goes, I do believe that the patron of your friend, who has made her a warlock, is very cross with the potential of there being another host inside this body, and has decided to eliminate said person in favor of his follower. Now, we can force her out of this vessel, but it will require a rather sophisticated ritual that will take the better part of the rest of the day to conduct. Sister, if you can stay with me, we can speed that up considerably, and at the same time increase the likelihood of our success. Can I count on you to help me in divination and in meditation? And Elrin, of course, says, like, I got a choice. So Elrin stays behind with the brooch over at the what do you call it? At the Luck Shrine. She steps in, and the rest of you proceed down in the direction where Damien... Now, what are you guys going to do first? Are you guys going to go to the location that Damien was telling you that he was told where to get? Or what are you going to do?
I want to get eyes on the location and Sildar, but not go into it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So Damien starts... Oops. Gotta get all of you.
Is Cauldron coming with us then?
Cauldron, are you going with the guys, or what's the story?
I mean, she doesn't really need to stay at the Temple of Luck. So, yeah, probably going with them.
All right.
Cool.
So Damien starts heading you guys towards Tresendar Manor. Damien, you know that it's not actually at the manor itself, but when you get to the first plateau level, when you go around to the back side, there's actually another path leading out towards the hills off in the distance. And that you're told if you follow directly towards where this particular spire is, you will find where the dock is, where they go to the prepping station. And that's where Sildar is going to get processed before he gets taken to whatever location it is that they want to take him. So as you guys go through there, you quickly find yourself out in the hills looking for the location of this, I guess, how would you call it? I guess you would call it, what?
The island?
Yeah, the island of processing location, you know, for lack of a better way of calling it. So let me quickly get you guys there. Take you back out to your favorite place. You find yourselves back out in the woods once again. So as you folks find yourselves out on the road, that person needs to go away. They're not really there. There they go. All right. Where you're roughly going to be heading out to is you're going to follow down through the foothills, and when you get to right about here is where you'll pick up the river that leads to Sword Mountains, the Crypt Garden Forest. That's where the island sits, in a small bay at the base of the Sword Mountains, where at the top is actually, strangely enough, Ice Spire Peak. You start making your way down through the hills. It takes you roughly about 6 hours to get to that location. And over the course of getting there, you see the occasional red cloak coming in your direction, but seeing as how you guys are all dressed in red cloak attire on the outside, no one pays you any mind. And it seems to go relatively smoothly, without there being a great deal of problems with being able to get to that location. So, from that perspective, great progress is being made. However, it's, whoops, come on now. When you guys left, it was about 10 in the morning. It's now about 3 in the afternoon when you get to the edges of the riverbank. You can see about 30-40 feet across from you, there's a small island, and there's a rowboat tethered up on the dock, not the dock, on the shore. There's a guard standing next to him, but the guard's doesn't look to be much of a threat. He's just one of the regular old kind of red cloak guards. And he sees you guys approaching. He's like, "Oh, hey there! You guys going across too? A lot of you guys going over today."
Yeah, we'll be going over. We just want to catch our breath for a minute, if you know what I mean.
I know. So tell me, how are things going back in the city? They've had me out here for a long time, real long time. I haven't had a hot meal in a long time. I smell so bad, even the wild boars are turning their noses up at me. Does Bart still make that spaghetti and meatballs?
I assume he does, but half the time we come in there, he tries to throw us out. But, you know, we did have something there once. The turnip stew, that was pretty good.
Oh, I even turnip stew. I'd love it as long as it's hot. As long as it's hot. I miss it. I miss hot food. Oh, well, sorry. Listen to me going on, Well, you reckon you guys want the boat? She's okay. She doesn't leak like the other ones. Just pull up on the shore over there where you see the trees and anchor her up there. There should be some rope, and if you got any any sway with anybody, if you could get me sent back home for some R&R, I'd really love to sleep in a bed for a change too.
Your name, pal?
Um, my name's Gertrude. Don't laugh. I know it's a girl's name. That's why they stuck me out here.
We'll put in what word we can, but we don't have the most say in these parts.
Yeah, I understand. Let me help you push off. So you guys all climb into the boat. Helps you push off. This isn't exactly open water, and the seas aren't exactly rough. It's more just because it looks like nobody's bothered to take the time to actually build a dock out from the shore out to this small little island. You can see it out in the headwaters there. The water's lapping around it, and off behind it you can see the tops of the Sword Mountains and Icespire Peak up in all of its glory. And as you guys are going across, you hear off in the distance the growling and the roaring of a dragon at the top of the mountains. You can hear it off in the distance. And it echoes, gets picked up by the waters, and rolls out to you. It's clearly far away, and you look up at the mountain, you don't see anything. But clearly it's something not too far away as a result. Well,
Are we on the other map to Icespire Peak?
you will be in a moment.
Oh, I mean, the one that Cauldron found.
Yes, as you guys look at her map, you are looking at one of 3 approaches to the mountain. This one that you're on being the most direct to the top of Icespire Peak. Just give you a little bit of music here in the background. All right. So you guys go across the water. Kind of peaceful, kind of fun. And you find yourselves on the other side of the river in very short order. Where are you, Damien? There you are. And activate. There you go. It's interesting, even though you're there, doesn't appear to be a whole lot of people that are milling about, but you can hear actions and activity going off on the other side. Seems to be coming directly to the north of you, behind the trees that you see there. So behind the trees that you see over on this side, you can hear quite a bit of activity. And in fact, if you look over, you can actually see a boat off in the distance on the other side of the shore. There's a small, looks like a small obelisk with some writing on it over here, but it's very, very old, and it doesn't look like there's a shrine or anything dedicated to it. But for the time being, that's the only thing really of substance that you guys can see. How would you like to proceed?
You're saying there's a lot of activity to the north of us,
Yeah, you can hear it. You can hear activity
But we
to the
don't-
north.
but we really don't know what's on the rest of the island.
That is correct. You can only really see the. You know that the island's not very big. You can tell that from the shore. But there's clearly, there's clearly people, on the other side of the island. There doesn't seem to be anybody in immediate proximity to where you are right now.
Hold on, I just want to make sure. I just want to know. So I'm just trying to figure out. Is there? Oh, so you say, is that an owl? Is that you say it's a giant owl?
I'm sorry.
Did you say it's a giant? I'm sorry. I'm trying to hear and listen, and people are hooting and hollering around me, and I'm trying to
I
understand.
didn't say anything about an owl. I said there's an old obelisk right over here.
Obelisk. Where is this?
You see
I
where I'm
can't see.
pointing?
I'm assuming I should. What kind of writing is on that obelisk? Is there any writing on there?
It looks to be some sort of writing, but it's too far away to be able to tell. You guys are probably a good 100 feet.
Speaking-
120 feet.
Sorry, speaking of owl, maybe we could use the owl familiar to scout around.
Yeah. So I'll pull the owl out of my pocket dimension
Awesome.
and send him kind of like first kind of south and west.
All right.
See if it's going this way.
All right. Let me just make sure that you have ownership of this guy. You should. Can you see through his eyes yet, Steve?
Let me move him and find out. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the trees next to us don't go very far.
Yep.
Maybe like 10, 15 feet. Can everybody see what I'm seeing or just me?
Just you.
Just you.
Okay, so the I don't know what the scale is on here, but the island itself kind of just, there's a south shoreline just below us.
Yep.
And then there's a rocky western shoreline. Each one looked to be about, what, 40, 50 feet, Kevin?
Yep. Each one of
And
these
then-
squares, by the way, is 5 feet.
Okay,
This is where you
So-
told me to stop, right?
yeah. So over towards the obelisk, there's a lot more trees. There's no tree cover between the obelisk and the people who are north of us, who seem to be on the coast on the other shore. But there do seem to be trees in between us and them. We could probably get closer safely.
All right. Are you guys going to? So, are you gonna take your move your owl back? Okay, cool. You're controlling the owl.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, telling me there's a wall where there doesn't appear to be a wall.
No, it's
What
a
is this?
slight. There's a slight rise. The center of the island is slightly higher, and with that little kind of like half crescent of rock you see there is the the elevation going up about another 10, 15 feet. And as you saw on the other side of the island, right on the other side of those trees, it's a pretty significant drop off of about 20, 30 feet down into the water.
Yeah, it's not really letting me take my owl anywhere else.
Okay.
It's colliding with whatever's in the middle of the island.
All right. Really? Shouldn't be colliding.
That's where it's telling me it collides with at least one wall.
Oh, well, I'll move you around.
Yeah. So just to get over the hill. So it looks like where my owl is, there's like a sort of like a way to walk through between the trees to where some more guards are, some more of the cultists or the red cloaks. Can my owl see Sildar among the people
Yep.
north and
You can see that
west of us?
Sildar is lying bound and gagged on the beach. 2 guards and a cultist standing watch over top of him.
Okay, and there's nobody else at that spit up to the far north.
That's correct.
Okay, it looks like there's 2 cultists and a guard, an enforcer. to the north and west of us, just past all the trees to the north of us. It looks like we could probably take all of them if we got surprise on them.
All right.
I'm not sure how long they'll be here.
Druger's like,
Right.
Ugh, finally, a stand-up fight. I've been feeling like a babysitter the last couple of days.
I can imagine. So I'm suggesting that a couple people who are stealthy go around the north side along the shoreline, and then when they get to the far set of trees, you know, that'll be our cue to engage. And we should start with something like, Druger and I can do some kind of a fire effect.
all right.
Druger's like, I like it. It entails kicking ass. Right now, I'm so bored, I could fall asleep on this bloody boat.
Everybody agree with that plan?
What do you
Yeah.
think?
Because Druger really likes it. All he knows is that it entails him hitting people. To him, that's a great plan.
See.
All right. So, who's going first? I'm thinking probably. So when y'all talk about somebody is like light-footed, you're clearly not talking about us dwarves. You're talking about the orange-haired one, aren't you?
Sorry, say that again. If I'm talking about what?
The orange-haired one.
Cauldron.
Yeah, going. I didn't hear what you said first. It cut out.
Sorry, the orange-haired one, Cauldron.
Yes, I got who we're talking about. I didn't hear what you were expecting
Oh,
of
to have
that
her
person.
try and do the swoop around the back.
Yeah, the stealthy one or ones can go north and then cut over west. Druger and I will be the ones presenting ourselves to the big enforcer guy in black and white to the south. We need the other two to take out the spellcasters, or it's going to be a very short battle, maybe.
Understood. Understood.
I've got a spell called Find Steed that can bring me a mastiff to this fight. Since it's like a spiritual thing and not a physical mastiff.
You talking about the dog?
Yeah,
Can you have that and find familiar at the same time?
I mean, I don't think Find Familiar is concentration, and Find Seed is also not concentration, so you can have those both.
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
But it casts, it is 10 minutes to cast Find Steed.
True. Do we want to spend 10 minutes of casting time or just get on with the fight?
Well, there's nobody here. You guys can sit there for all you know at the moment. If you want to.
I mean, it would mean one extra body in the fight. Kind of, what do you think? Genji, Eva?
I'd say if we can get away with it, go for it.
Okay, I'll start casting. Maybe take up defensive positions in the trees just north of us.
All right. One quick second here, guys. I have to call something up. Oh, so it is not smart enough to not see that. Okay, that's a bit of a pain in the ass. One moment.
Yeah, use that spell.
Second,
think,
guys. I wasn't expecting you to do a spell like that, so I didn't have your Mastiff ready. So give me one quick second to
No problem.
That's not one of the ones of all the things I was prepared for. That wasn't it. So let me
Oh, I
get.
would have brought a war horse, but I don't have a weapon to fight from horseback with.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Somehow, I don't think the pony or the camel are going to be much use.
I think you're probably right. So let me just close this.
I wonder how much damage an elk does.
What was that?
How much damage does an elk do? Can't pull it up.
I can't hear what you're saying, so I'll take you at your word.
I'm trying to look up how much damage an elk does, because I could summon an elk.
I thought you said an elf. I was like, why are what? I was very confused.
Summon person.
I was like, okay, I'm all for like obscure role-playing kind of concepts, but that was weird.
Just a random elf, any elf. If I conjured up an elf, how much damage could he do?
All right, let me go and find.
No,
this
I have a choice between a war horse, a pony, a camel, an elk, or a mastiff, or anything else you can allow based on the campaign. But I'm thinking the dog will be the most distracting for us.
It's certainly gonna be distracting for me.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
Let me go and find.
Surprise.
Yeah. Why do something?
I don't know what they make of a camel.
I would love to be in the room. I just want to be in the room. I really do. All right. So you guys are sitting there for while Ruger. You guys sit off in the bushes, and then Ruger summons his mastiff. You get what I'm saying. It's a topographical one, but we're gonna call him Fluffy. So Fluffy has been summoned.
Foundry just left for a second. I'll be right back on.
Okay. You're still on there. I can still see you.
That's weird. Malware Bytes just said it blocked Foundry. I'm not sure why.
Might have had something to do with the streaming.
It just basically gave like an alert, like this could be a dangerous website kind of thing.
Well, it's definitely a waste of your time.
The time suck. Go away. Go away.
All right, so.
Okay, I'm getting back in.
With a cast and a wave, all of a sudden, boom, a mastiff shows up.
Okay, now as far as our rogue getting the benefit of a sneak attack, would the dog be more helpful than the bird, or are they the same?
I don't know if the mastiff can give her advantage. It can give you advantage, I think, but I don't think it can give her advantage. A summoned dog is not something I'm not used to. So let me go.
Well, I mean, it has an intelligence of 6 minimum.
Yeah, it has minimal intelligence. 3 actually.
Well, no, the Find Speed spell gives it a minimum intelligence of 6.
Oh, then we've got it. So that way he can actually communicate. All right.
I think it. Yeah, I just had this spell pulled up. But like, I'm pretty sure it makes sure that you can either communicate telepathically or you share a language, or that he can understand you when.
Right, he can, but I'm talking about you. Does that extend to you? I don't think it does. That's for him to communicate with it, isn't it? Let me go down.
It's the ability to understand one language of your choice that you speak, so that could just be like common.
Huh.
I'm not going to give him celestial, that's for sure.
I don't.
Well, you could give him common, and that way he'd understand her for certain.
Absolutely.
All right, so this is one really super smart dumb dog.
For some reason, when I log back into Foundry, it's not bringing up the map. I've got the little Foundry icon in the upper corner, but even when I try to reload, it just doesn't show me anything. I think I can remember the map.
Why don't you pop into Discord and just follow along?
Okay.
I'll do your clicking for you if you need to. All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay, can you still open your character sheet and roll things and so forth?
I'm not seeing anything that's supposed to be on the page.
Okay,
It got me to the opening page where I put in my name and password,
and then it
but
killed
when
you.
it joins the game, I just get a blank gray screen.
It's probably blocking the port. We'll deal with that after the game. Can
That's
you
weird
see?
because I didn't select anything on the malware screen.
Yeah. No, I believe you.
I just
believe you.
closed it.
Thousands wouldn't.
Here it comes. Loading. Okay, I'm back.
All right, that was
Great.
weird.
Yeah, that was weird. Okay, I should be able to click on things and move them around. Okay. So, tactically, is there an advantage for the dog to be near any of us? Do I get an advantage, or does Cauldron get an advantage?
Let me go back and check that again. I think he's similar to a familiar. Check here. Your stirred soothes your mount both in and out of combat. You have an instinctive bond and allows you to fight as a seamless unit. While you are mounted, you can make any spell you cast that targets only you and also targets your steed.
I don't think you can ride a mastiff. You have to be small size.
Yeah, you would have to be because you would break his back.
And
Right.
dwarves are the smallest of the medium-sized races.
Well, he's actually an awesome.
Oh, he's right. He's in as an Asimar. I forgot. Yeah,
That's right.
still
And
medium-sized.
more than one steed bond at a time.
Yep.
But you could summon like a war horse, and then you could ride it.
Right.
But
right.
like you,
Okay. Well,
you don't need to ride it though. I don't think.
no, you don't have to. You guys can fight as a unit, so you can, basically use him as your attack dog, and he'll attack on his own. So, okay. It rolls its own initiative, acts on its own turn. Let me just double check here.
Well, it's within 1 mile of you. You can communicate telepathically. Okay.
Huh. Okay. I'm not going to require you to be mounted in this case because that would be silly. But let's go ahead and run. You can run him as a separate unit, almost like a second familiar. Okay. That's why we'll call this. It's disturbingly vague.
Okay. So do we have any other spells we want to cast before we go into battle? Protection from evil? That's really not for
That's mostly for like other worldly creatures though.
yeah, it's for like undead.
Yeah. So you see Druger pulling out, unbuckling the straps on the throwing axes that are now strapped to his breastplate, which he didn't used to have before, as he seems to have clearly picked up a few new skills in his last promotion.
Very good. Okay. You guys take the stone and start heading north. When you're in position, just say something through the stone, like ready. I'm going to send the dog off to the west or around the hill to come up by their boat and distract them. And Druger and I are going to come up the middle by the trees and try to stay quiet and hidden the best we can. But we'll wait till you're in position and the dog is getting their attention to come out at them.
All right. Kenji, where do you want to... Well, actually, Cauldron, I'm going to let you move first because this is a stealth mission. You get first dibs.
So move north,
Okay. Please...
right? Is that
Yeah.
the plan?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
If you could limit it to 30 feet so we can kind of get everybody moving in order. Just pause there. I'm assuming you're going to be stealthy, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and move 5 feet at a time, and if you could just give me a stealth roll for this particular part of your turn, I'd appreciate it.
Yep, that was 6 squares.
Cool. All right.
Stealth.
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, it just you only have to beat a 10 because no one can see you. Yeah, you beat that in spades, so you're good. Between the lapping of the water, as long as you didn't do something like incredibly bad, the movement you're making is being completely lost in the rhythm of the waves. Ruger, you wanted Druger with you, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, and Damien?
I thought you would go up with Cauldron, but
Okay, he'll go up here. Kenji, are you agreeing with that?
I totally agree.
All right, so let me roll his and just hope he doesn't like do his thing where he normally falls on his face.
I can't move the dog, just letting you know.
Yeah, I just moved him for you. He did fine. He got a 14. He was not detected. If you'll notice, the dog is right next to you.
Yeah. So I want to send the dog below the top of the hill, around by the obelisk towards the boat. So make a
Okay.
big clockwise circle around the island.
All
And
right.
then the dog will come out of the woods by the boat about the time that Cauldron and Genji should be in position.
All right. Well, Steve, I'm going to make you the actual owner of this guy, so you should be able to move that mastiff around now.
Okay.
There you go. So you can
Thank you.
control him. All right. So everyone's moved for this round. Okay, folks, I need everyone to give me initiative now because we are very close to where we could have combat.
Not letting the dog go through the woods, but
I know, I understand. Do you want him to go through the trees? Because I'll have to do that for you.
yeah, just to go in front of the obelisk towards the boat.
Okay.
I've got my character, but it says Cauldron in the.
Yeah, I noticed
Oh.
that. I noticed that. I'm not even trying to figure out what happened there.
I'm just gonna go with the image.
Yep. All right. So let me just see something here. For those of you guys who, now you have managed to see a couple of things already. So you guys have spotted a few things. So there's a few things showing already in your window here. In terms of combat, so you can see there's a few people here, so we need to make sure that they're not detecting people. So Cauldron, go ahead and give me your move, please.
I waved to Druger to come up next to me.
You trying to get into the trees?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is a pre-built. Okay. And you're trying to go one more forward?
I think so.
Right there? Like that?
Yep. Do you need me to roll stealth?
Yes, please. Now, this time is a little bit harder. You need to roll a 14 or better. Oh my goodness gracious me. I was like, no. No. Okay, yes. Like wind through the trees. No one even knows you're there. So moving on, Sildar, who's unconscious. He's not doing anything. Let me check something here real quickly. Okay, that's nothing to worry about. That's nothing to worry about. And that's really nothing to worry about. Okay, so could you do me a favor? Roll the Mastiff's. No, he's on the other side of that drop. Nothing to worry about. Could you please highlight on the map where you want me to move him to for you?
Oh, okay. Well, he'll go there.
Okay.
To there.
Okay.
To there. And then when I tell him to, he'll come out here and then start heading towards the party.
Okay. He can move.
At first, he'll be all like friendly, you know, not alarmed, not alarming,
Yep.
just something
So-
obnoxiously weird.
So to there? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Okay. All right.
So I would like him to these trees by the time
Okay.
Cauldron's in position.
All right. So let's hold on though. You really should have. That was my fault. We should have done the owl first. My bad. My bad. I went out of order here. That was my fault.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at a different utility than the round counter.
I'm gonna have the owl flying around the trees.
Okay.
So is that the dog over there? Sorry, I have to zoom in.
Yep, that's the dog.
Okay, and is Druger ever gonna come back to where I am?
Yeah, sorry. I had moved him to where you were, but somehow he got moved when I moved something else. So there he is.
Okay.
All right. Check something on your dog. Okay. All right. You've finished the move for the owl?
Yeah.
Okay. He didn't do anything. He's moved up with you. He didn't do anything. He's staring where he's at. Damien, your move. Do you want to catch up with Cauldron in the trees? Damien. Damien. Yes, Damien.
Oh, sorry. I muted myself. Yes, I said yes.
Okay.
I said I'll do an acrobatics. I think I have the acrobatics for it.
Okay. Yep. Well, go ahead and give me an acrobatics roll so that you don't fall in the trees.
Roll for me.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. All right. You don't have acrobatics. You have athletics, which wouldn't really be correct. So we'll use your stealth. You need to do a 14 or better, and you do a 17. Well done there. Moving quietly but deliberately through the trees. The Mastiff.
Fluffy!
Fluffy! It's so fluffy! So you want him to go here to the trees, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get him to get ready to pop out of the trees and come
Okay.
Stonehill up the shore.
All right.
See what everybody's doing.
Do me a favor. Give me a perception roll on the topographical Mastiff. He needs to roll a 14 or better on his perception.
Okay. Did he have a animal non-monster NPC thing, or
I'm sorry?
where do I roll for him?
Oh, I'll do it
On
for
my
you.
character?
Yeah, no, you roll it on his sheet. You open up the character sheet and you double click on perception. You need to roll
Yeah,
a
I don't-
14 or better.
I'm not seeing his sheet.
Okay, I'll roll it for you then.
Thanks.
It should be a public roll. All right. Oh! As Fluffy gets here, all of a sudden you see all the hair on his back go straight up. His paws go down, go wide. He lowers his head and starts to growl, and all of his teeth are showing. He's looking directly into the tree right here.
Oh. Well, maybe Fluffy should get the heck out of there.
All right, so hold that thought. Let me see if he detects that. It's kind of far away. Nope. Not with a 1, he's not. All right, Ruger. It's your move.
What's the terrain like between us and the Enforcer? Is that going over the hill?
He's actually, know that he's there. You can kind of make out the tops of their heads. Barely. But it's grass.
Yeah, so if we try to cross the hill, they're going to see us coming.
Well, you've
Most
got a
likely.
little bit of... If you guys hunkered down, you could... If you guys crawled on your bellies, maybe, you wouldn't be seen.
Yeah, we're trying to get over to that next group of trees to get a little bit closer.
If you lower down, because of the defile, they're on the other side of the hill. So if you hunker down, you could lower yourselves and crouch, and you'd be significantly harder to see. But you're going to have to cut your movement down to about half to do that, because you're all hunched down and trying to walk really stealthily.
Well, we could do that just over to the trees there.
Yes, and it is enough to get you there.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll do that. I'm trying to find my... Right now I'm only seeing what the owl sees.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your stealth for me, please. You need, because you have pretty good cover. 10. Just don't do anything crazy. Don't fall down sound like a bunch of pots going down the staircase type of thing.
Right. Well, I will try, but stealth is not my thing.
Well, this is uneven ground. I mean, it is only grass, but no one lives on this. It's not like anybody's mowing it. There's, rabbit holes and crap like that, but you easily make it over to the tree with no trouble.
Okay.
The team.
What kind of armor is he wearing?
So now is it running distance to those guys?
Hold on a second. He's in Dwarven chainmail. 1, 2, 3.
Does that still give you disadvantage on stealth?
7. For him?
Yeah.
I think because it's Dwarven, I think you don't get disadvantage on stealth because it's Dwarven.
Okay.
Check.
I didn't know.
Superior without being magical. There's an AC bonus, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see it.
I just didn't know.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the details on it where you see what it does, what it modifies, and it doesn't do. Imposes stealth disadvantage. It's been checked. Good. So it does. Okay, so Cauldron. It's your move.
So if it imposes disadvantage on stealth, doesn't he need to roll again with disadvantage?
That's a good point. Well, we'll do it on the next one.
Okay.
Because it was Dwarven, I thought it actually didn't have that. I thought it didn't have that disadvantage, but that's fine. All right, moving right along. Cauldron.
I think I'm gonna try to get closer to these people.
Okay.
Over here.
All right. Now you're getting within about 15 feet, but you still have fairly decent cover in 2 different reasons. One, these guys are, for the most part, focusing on the guy who's unconscious at their feet, and you see them...
Can I see, this area through the trees?
Yeah, I mean, you can't see the guards on the other side of these trees. These are heavy...
Because I can't...
Yeah, you can't. But as you were walking through, you did manage to see the guy in white, who's right about here. You saw him. You could kind of make the guards moving back and forth a little bit up there. They look kind of bored, like they're not really paying super close attention. You do have the waves in the background that's giving you nice sound cover, so you moving through the brushes, brushing through the bushes is kind of being covered. Because it kind of just sounds like waves or the wind blowing against the trees. Because you're out on the river, there's a significant wind, so the trees are rustling quite a bit. So you've got fairly decent cover here to try and sneak up. So this is only about a 14, which would normally, at that distance, would be a lot harder.
Oh yeah, stealth.
Yes, because I'm assuming. Now, are you going to try and make it into that tree to ambush? Because you only took a couple of steps. Is that what your intent is? So you're trying to get into this tree here so that you can ambush from inside the bush?
No, I was just trying to see if I could see that area where I can't see on my screen.
Well, here's the problem. The stuff you're moving through is it's that riverside.
Thick.
It's thick. It's like trying to move through solid mass. I mean, pushing the branches out of the way over on the other side, not a problem. You try doing that behind them, they're going to notice you.
So how many? So there's. I can only see this one guy here.
You saw at least 2 that were over there.
Okay.
But I'm going to assume that Ruger would have told you there were 3 guys standing over top of him, so you know there's 2 guards and one of the guys in the white robes. All right.
Should I try to move over there?
You tell me.
I'm probably fine where I am.
Okay. Or do you want to try and I think where he was trying to tell you to go, I think this is where the path he was looking for you to do to come across.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I think I could do that. I don't know how much movement I necessarily have this turn.
Well, you're in difficult terrain, so you're at half movement because you're.
Yeah, so I think I probably used up most, if not all, of my movement this turn.
Okay, so you're gonna hold there.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Just as you come to that conclusion that you weren't going to do that, all of a sudden, bursting out of the trees is an extremely large creature directly in the path of the Mastiff. You've never seen anything like this before. It's about 9 feet tall by 8 feet across. It looks lizardy, but it looks humanoid. It has 2 long horns coming out of the top of its head, and it's got slightly reddish scales all over its skin. And it comes charging out, targeting the Mastiff and growling and snarling at the top of its lungs. And we now find ourselves in combat. Our good friend, this red behemoth, targets the poor Mastiff who saw him, fortunately, and he takes this massive great falchion, this curved sickle-looking blade, and swings down at the dog. And he manages to hit, and he does damage with the blade. The blade slices directly through the poor Mastiff and drops his body in half on either side, cleaving him perfectly in 2, and you notice that the 2 halves are steaming.
So, any reaction from the other guys?
Oh, my dog.
Dog.
Yes.
I'm a little pissed at the dog, but I'm thinking about Sildar and how we're going to rescue him from that.
Yeah. You apparently caught it pooping.
Great.
They tend to get pissed when you catch them pooping. Sildar is not doing much because he's unconscious. Your owl, sir. Your owl?
I guess I'm going to bring the owl back towards...
Now the advantage is that by pulling him there, you should have visibility on targets that you can hit from cover.
Right. Question is, do we target the creature or do we target the guy? Just try to get Sildar and get out of here. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have the owl send a bolt of planar lightning at this enforcer guy. Actually, it'll probably just be a firebolt. I may have to save that for the big guy now.
Alright. He's targeted. Have you targeted him?
No, I'm pulling up the spells.
Gotcha. Nice shot, by the way.
Thanks.
You man,
So-
that was a
Wait,
healthy. That was a firebolt.
Mm. It's so weird that it has my name on it.
Yeah, okay.
It does.
Yeah, I was like, why did call? Wait a minute. No, I don't know what happened. We'll fix that later. I have no idea why that happened. When something happened when you dropped out, Steve, when you came back, you had a sex change.
Apparently.
I would ask if it. I'd ask if it hurt, but that would be an inappropriate question. All right.
Not yet.
Not yet. All
I have a
right.
feeling this battle's going to hurt quite a bit.
All right. This gentleman comes running towards up the hill for 5 targets. The owl and tries to hit it with his spear.
So he throws the spear at it?
No, he's stabbing up into the trees and he misses. He can't get a really good hit at it. So he misses with that and he's like, "Get away from here, you bird!" Druger's
Sure.
like
There's no sign that the other guys have seen the Orgon thing?
Well, they can't because there's a hill right here that's in the way.
Right.
So it's on the
Well,
other
there-
side. You kind of saw it because of this guy. If it hadn't been for him, you wouldn't have seen him at all.
So, does anybody else know about the Orgon besides me?
They've probably heard it,
Okay.
but Druger heard it, so he's charging. 1,
So-
2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm just wondering who it's working for. Is it working with the cult fanatics or against the cult fanatics? I'm assuming this is one of their creatures, so...
Yep. So Druger charges across the battlefield, and now he can see it. He's like, "Oh, damn! That's a big one!" So the gentleman that you just zapped kind of took it personal, as you could probably well imagine. He probably can't even see Druger because of the rise on the hilltop here, but he definitely can see the owl. So he's going to try and return fire with fire, and fires Sacred Flame. And you need to do a saving throw. There it goes. You failed your saving throw, and your owl has been blasted out of existence.
So, they don't do it to hit with their flame roll?
I'm sorry?
They don't have to do it to hit roll?
No,
I just saw damage.
Yeah, that kind of a spell doesn't need to, based on Sacred Flame, as opposed to Firebolt. Firebolt is a direct attack spell, so you have to roll it to hit. Sacred Flame just envelops the target in flame, but they have a chance to resist. That's one of the two. Those are the options. So your owl could if he had rolled higher, he would have been able to beat it. Unfortunately, he didn't.
Right.
So your owl has turned to feathers. All right, Damien, you are safely hidden back in the trees, and now you've got somebody's delicious back facing to you. I think if you 1, 2, you can get to him on a step of 3, and you could catch him from behind. Damien.
If that's the case, then I will probably go with that moveset then, just based on what you just explained.
All right. So the guard has been targeted from the rear, and I assume you're going to use your magic sword.
Yes.
All right. here we go. Attack. And I'm wondering if I think you would get advantage because you came busting out of the tree. So I'm going to give you advantage because of the fact I think you've essentially surprised him. And you missed with both attacks nonetheless, unfortunately. So your blow glances off of his clamshell on the inside, which you didn't know was there.
Huh.
Correct. Now, here's the thing though. You are an Eldritch Knight, and if I'm not mistaken, you have extra attack now, so you can attack a second time. So let's do that again, shall we?
Won't it still just bounce off the clamshell?
No, because it's a second attack.
Okay, gotcha.
And this time you hit, and you're going to use your slashing damage. And you do a vicious slash across his back, taking the vast majority of his hit points as he turns and wheels and grimaces as your blade digs into his flesh. Moving to the next person, which would have been the Mastiff, but he's gone. This guard turns around and starts to run up the hill. And he gets up next to you. He targets you with his spear, and he attacks. And he misses. The Ring of Protection doing its thing. Alright. Ruger, you are next in line, sir.
Well, now that Druger just made the call for us, I guess I gotta go deal with the big one.
Well, he's a dwarf, and he's a fighter.
Oh, I know. I kind of expected of him after all this time. I was just hoping to deal with half the problem at a time.
And you also left him inside. You left him inside the hotel room for like an entire hour, with nothing to do but stare at someone. You're lucky he didn't eat them.
Well,
Right, are you stuck in the tree? Are you stuck in the tree? Do you need help?
No, I think it can move.
Okay.
How far is the Oregon?
He is, let me see, how far is that? Let me get the ruler out. He is 45 feet from your current position.
Okay. I need to get in range, and I'm going to try a bolt of planar lightning at him.
I think you are in range. He's tall enough that you can see him over, even though you can only see him from about the waist up. But it's not enough that he's so big, I'm not going to call that partial cover.
Well, I also want to be in range in case I need to run up and close for combat next time.
Gotcha.
But I don't particularly want to take any attacks from those guys.
Understood.
So how's that?
That works. What's your range right now? Your range is probably not far. It's like 30 feet. There you go. It's 30 feet. Boy, there's a whole fantastic battle taking place on the other side of the island. You guys can't see because it's behind the hill. But there's a really big, nasty thing that they're fighting right now that they could really, really use with your help. So if you guys could kill these guys really, really quick, I'm sure they'd appreciate it.
Okay, I'm going to do the bolt.
Alright, targeted. Here we go. May the fortune favor you.
It's saying I don't have any spell slots available, but this was one of the ones that was... Is it counting the lesser restoration that's always prepared and telling me I don't have a spell slot?
No,
Does that mean you've used them all today? Because
The only one that you used was
Find Steve.
Find Steed. You should have had another spell left. I don't know why it was gone. Probably, maybe you accidentally clicked
He
it
didn't do
twice.
8 on us, did he?
No, that wasn't me.
No. All right.
So do I not have a spell attack then?
I just gave you one of the spell slots back. You should have had it. I don't know why you didn't have it.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can switch to a crossbow if I need to.
No. You can cast the planar lightning. And you did hit him. And you hit him for 18 points of damage, both radiant and lightning. So this bright flash of blue-white light and a bolt of lightning right behind it, it hits and glows him yellow as he takes a vicious shot. And you see him looking really pissed off now.
That's for Fluffy.
That's for Fluffy. All right, Cauldron, you're on the rear.
Okay, so probably jump out and attack this dude.
Okay,
I can't move.
Yeah,
I'm in the trees.
Yes, you're stuck in the trees. That would be hilarious if that really happened, though. But we won't
Or
do
I
that.
could, yeah, or I could probably move here. It'd probably be better.
Okay. Again, I'm going to give you advantage on the attack, even if you didn't already have it, because as far as I'm concerned, this is a surprise because you come dashing out of the tree. He's not expecting you. He didn't see you. So
Yeah.
attack with
Target
advantage.
him.
Oh, hold on. We make sure that we're not. Oh, sorry, that's not you. Never mind. Color coordinator, Kevin. Never mind. There was. I'm seeing target indicators on my side, but you're green. You're not red, so you're good.
Nope, don't target myself.
There you go.
That's my spell book. Do I get a choice of... Nope, guess I just roll.
Oh, did you attack with advantage?
I did not attack with advantage.
Okay. So, do you want to...
Did my second one hit?
Your
did the
second
16
one
hit?
did, I think. Yes, and you did 4 points of damage. Were you doing 2 attacks with the rapier, or what exactly were you doing here? I want to make sure.
That
we're doing
was
this
with
right.
advantage. I don't think I found the way to do advantage on an attack roll.
When you click the attack button, you should see 3 options at the bottom: advantage, normal, and disadvantage.
I've seen that with skills, but not for my weapon attacks. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm just not clicking the
see
right
it
thing.
sometimes, but not always. I don't know why.
Rapier.
Okay. Interesting.
And a roll sneak attack, which is 3d6 at this level, I'm pretty sure.
Oh!
Nice!
Oh!
Oh,
15
Shish kebab.
points of damage, and he goes, "Ugh!" You see him grimace, lock up, grit his teeth, eyes roll in the back of his head, and he drops like a bad habit to the floor. Dead as a doornail.
Okay, so then can I move?
Yeah, you still have movement left. You could take a step forward and
I'm
get
still
behind that guy.
targeting.
Yep, I see that.
There's nothing there. Why am I colliding with the wall?
You're probably stuck in the tree. There you go.
So, yeah. And then, is this still with advantage?
Yes.
Oh,
Well, you hit anyways. And
yeah.
with the amount of damage he had left, he also lets out a blood-curdling shriek as you go straight through one of his kidneys and drop him down to the ground. Well done. So, our rather red, scaly, unpleasant friend begins to walk forward. I gotta remember, what is his movement rate? Okay. He comes up to Druger. And you see him shriek. And he starts to foam at the mouth, and his eyes bug out of his head, and he starts to act like a crazy, like an absolute madman. And if you didn't know better, you'd swear it just went into full-on barbarian rage mode. So, it now takes a look at our good friend, Druger, targets him, and attacks with its first weapon attack, its falchion. And he manages to hit. And his damage... He hits for 10 points of damage on Druger. Druger takes an absolutely vicious piece of damage and starts to burn. You see that as the falchion cuts into his armor, his clothing starts to burn. Hold on a second here. All right. Okay. Okay. He does have multi-attack, I believe. Doesn't he? Is it multi-attack? No, he doesn't. He does not have multi-attack. So that is the end of his attack. And you hear Druger going, "He's as hot as a bloody coal!" Sildar is still unconscious. Druger targets this guy. Let's see, what can he use with his new capabilities? Hold on a second. Okay, hold on, guys. I need to check something because something just disappeared off of his character sheet. Come on. He should have certain capabilities now because of his level. He should have certain special attacks, and for some reason they're not showing on his character sheet. And I'm not exactly sure why. Druger's.
Who?
There's the icon is there, but none of the information is underneath it, which doesn't make any sense. So, let me just take a look here, because he's in real trouble. So, he is, okay. Alright. He's going to attack with his magic sword, Hugh.
Axe, yeah.
Yes, magic axe. Thank you. And he manages to miss. But because of his level, he has an extra attack, which he will use right now. And he'll try it again. That is really crazy. I don't know why that happened. And this time he manages to hit for slashing damage, and as he hits for slashing damage, he hits for the tendon in the back of the beast's leg, and you notice that the beast seems to be slightly slowed as a result. This is exhaustion. It should be slowed. There's just not an option. So he's been slowed ever so slightly by virtue of that having taken place. And he decides to use his... That should be there. Why is it not there? Okay, I'll fix this later. Where's his action surge? Here we are. Action. Action surge. By using his action surge, he can now attack again. Same thing, attacking. And he strikes. And he hits for a significant portion of damage. And then on his second attack... Oh! That's a crit, because he is a slasher. And the slash slows him down even further. He is attacking the legs and the knee joints of this beast as he's attacking. Damage, critical. And he brings him down for a significant blow. But as he is standing in close proximity to this creature, you notice that he's screaming about how much damage, about how hot the guy is, and he takes damage from the heat radiating off of him as a result. He takes 3 more points of damage. Druger is now in a little bit of trouble. Finally, this guy in the white robes gets to do something. And he sees...
Well, he already killed my owl.
Yeah, well, there is that. Yeah, point taken. So he decides to target the two of you. Let me just make sure that he's not targeted. There we go. He targets the two of them. Oh. He can only cast that once. Alright. So he targets Cauldron. And he casts Hold Person.
That's a wisdom save, right?
That is correct. If you don't do it, it'll do it for you in a couple seconds.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, you have failed. You are now held in place. So until you pass on that saving throw, you're stuck in place here for the next little bit.
Okay.
Kenji, if you're seeing what's happening, this guy here just froze her in place. She can no longer move.
Okay.
That means he is concentrating. So if you were to hit him and hit him hard, there is a very good chance that you will break his concentration and the spell will be broken.
Well, let's go with that then. Obviously, duh.
Right? So 1, 2, targeting. and breaking out your handy dandy magical sword. And you hit hard with slashing damage. And concentration roll. First of all, you did a massive amount of damage. He is bloodied and staggered. Checking his Constitution saving roll, he rolls a 20. You are still held in place and paralyzed.
Well, that's good.
So you are still held in place, Cauldron.
Ah, damn it.
The other Cauldron, who's not really Cauldron, but we don't judge because we figure people are allowed to live their lives the way they want to. Cauldron.
Okay,
By the way, I have to change this guy's movement rate now. See, he's way down.
so
Why did you add petrified? The condition is paralyzed.
Ah, thank you. I was just looking for something to indicate that you couldn't move.
Ah.
Just couldn't find. Restrained would also work, I guess, but
Yeah.
where's paralyzed? Prone, stun. Ah, it's the same concept. We'll just do that. All right. All right.
Kevin, there's no way to close on this guy, like from the lower part of the hill over here, without giving him an attack of opportunity, right?
If you are passing in his gauge because you're engaging him, I would allow that. I would allow that.
I'm basically doing like a run and then a hook at the end.
Yeah, I get what you're trying to do. So
Not-
I
not a
actually think
thing.
that you could actually have gone down into this area here.
Yeah.
You would have clearly been out of range and then swung up. So I think you'd still be fine. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I think my action is going to have to be to turn on my radiant form.
Okay. You're not going to hit him with booming blade finally?
Well, there's too many things to hit him with.
You're
So I was
suffering from an embarrassment of riches? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm thinking of Thunderous Smite, but I've got to at least activate like my my bonus action. Yeah, I guess I'll do Thunderous Smite
All right. Well,
as a bonus.
as a bonus action, well, Thunderous Smite, if I'm not mistaken, I'll double check it, but I don't think you even need to call it unless it hits. First time
Okay.
you hit with a melee weapon, yeah, your weapon rings with thunder, yeah, and it does. So if it doesn't hit, it doesn't count, right?
Right.
I think you. Hold on a second. Let me check something.
But it's so it lasts for a minute, but it's concentration. So you can do it. You can
Yeah.
hit any time within that minute.
Yeah. So you had 10 rounds to be able to hit with that. Sorry, I was thinking of. There's another one of the smites that
Oh,
that you get. I think that one's actually your righteous smite or whatever it's called.
Divine
Divine
Smite.
Thank you,
Smite.
divine smite. Thank you, divine
I'll
smite.
You don't have
add-
to call it with Divine Smite. You don't have to call it beforehand. You can call it after it hits.
That's the one I was.
Right.
That's the one I was thinking of. Not
Okay,
Thunder.
so I'll add that to the attack, the Divine
Alright.
Smite. But so if that's a concentration spell,
You can't cast any other spells while that is active on your weapon. I mean, you can. It's just that means that spell stops.
right?
Now, if you want to cast a cantrip, no. Yeah, you kind of got to pick your targets here.
Okay, if I do Thunder Smite, I can attack him twice. I get my extra attack.
Yeah, and
Doesn't it take a? Yeah, that works.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's the attacking action that's charging the weapon. That's why it's a bonus action. This is one of those weird ones for you guys. So go for it.
Okay.
All right. So thunderous smite. You're casting that.
Right.
Cool. Let her
And
rip.
I'll attack twice. I don't know
Oh,
why I
nice.
did that.
Oh, and you hit him, and he even with his
Oh.
but he got a saving throw, so he cut the damage in half.
Does he still go prone or not?
I thought that 20 was yours.
What was that? Oh yeah,
I
you thought
saw
it was
the
his?
dice.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no. But hold on. That actually hasn't hit yet, because he actually hasn't swung his blade. First time you hit with a melee weapon. Okay, now that one hit, so now you get that damage, so we won't bother backing it out. But now you've hit, so that damage still counts. It's 13, and he is knocked on his ass. He is now prone, and he is at disadvantage. Let me check something though. What was his saving throw? He succeeded on his saving throw, so no, he's not prone.
Okay.
He succeeded because he's raging. If he hadn't been raging, even with that great roll, I don't think he would have made it. All right, so that was your first attack. You have a second attack. Do you not? Do you have extra attack? I can't remember now. Yes, you do.
Yes.
You have extra
Yes,
attack.
he does.
And you also have
I also have.
I thought you had no. I'm thinking of our other guys that have the action surge, which you don't have.
Nope.
Yeah. So you swung again, and you hit with your silver sword. You did 7 more points of damage.
So does the thunderous smite happen each time I hit him?
First time.
Or just
First time.
okay?
So I think what we need to do next time, Steve, do the weapon attack. If it hits, then we'll do thunderous smite. Then it'll calculate properly, right? Otherwise,
Right.
we're having to back stuff out. Cool. So where are we now? Is that it for you? 'Cause that was pretty.
Yeah.
That was
As long as
actually
he
pretty
got
good.
his. Did he get his?
Did you want to use divine smite on him? You haven't used your divine smite yet.
Yeah, I wanted to use like my spell slots from divine smite for first level.
Hold on.
So
a
that
second.
would be 4d6 or something.
That divine smite is a feature. It's so extra damage is. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I see what you're saying.
I think you're only able to spend 1 spell slot on the smite,
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm just reading it right.
but it can be of higher level, which upgrades the
Right,
damage
yep.
it does.
I'm reading.
I think
yeah,
I
exactly.
used both my second level though. I think all I have left are first level.
2d8
Yes.
is nothing to sneeze at.
Take the
Nope.
take the 2d8 and run all the way home, because you get the smite damage, and then who knows how much is left on this guy when you hit him, right?
Right.
And with the way this guy hits, one of
Yeah.
you guys could be dead in a second.
Right. Well, it's not going to be from that.
Oh no!
You could divine smite on your other attack.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Okay, we'll do a divine smite again.
All right. We'll retcon this. Divine smite
was-
on both attacks.
That was more of a divine.
That was a
Touch?
divine oops. All right. He's bloodied. He's in bad shape. He's reeling. He's foaming at the mouth. And you take 1d6 as you realize that he is quite literally like standing next to one of the forges that your father used to go in and smelt weapons at. And
Do I roll that or do you?
I do. You take
Okay.
5 points of damage as you start to feel and smell your hair starting to singe as the heat begins to burn through your clothing and sting your skin. You don't have like immunity or any resistance. It's just disease, right? And
Yeah, just
radiant. Yeah, okay.
necrotic and celestial radiant damage. That's it.
Got it. Okay. All right. So you guys have really made very short order of this guy, but he's still alive and kicking, which makes him really dangerous. Cauldron, do your saving throw.
Wisdom save at the end of my turn?
Yes, at the end of your turn.
Okay.
Which is 11. It's not a high one. Actually, it's DC 10 or higher. You are no longer
there we go.
held. Now you're not held.
Nice.
Ta-da! But, you know,
At the end of my turn.
right, yeah. Everybody may still be dead. So, hopefully not. Alright, so this character...
So this is why you're taping it, right? The total party kill? You just want to show people how it happened?
I wanted to show exactly how did they become half the party they were before. Alright. Alright, he comes down with his great falchion. You'll notice that the falchion is now starting to glow red. He attacks. Chunk! And he hits. In fact, that was almost a critical strike.
Oh.
Fortunately, oh, I accidentally rolled damage. That wasn't supposed to be right. It was supposed to be damage. There we go. He does 11 points of slashing and burning damage. Druger is looking in really bad shape and takes another 1d6 in heat damage due to his proximity, and is now starting to cough and sputter and look like he might be in a little bit of trouble.
I could really use a cleric about now.
Yeah, you think? Sildar is still out for the count. Druger, go, that does it! And the tiny dwarf reels up and uses menacing attack. Let me just make sure I know how that works. Menacing attack. When you hit with a weapon, you could expend one superiority die to add the total to the damage roll, and the target must make a wisdom throw, and on failure be frightened until the end of his next turn. So, I am targeting him with menacing attack. And chopping down with the magic axe. Hugh. And hits! Nice. And does slashing damage. With authentic battle damage! And he's still alive and kicking. Oh my god. But he has to make a wisdom saving throw, which in this case is what? Okay. What's the DC on that? DC 16. He needs to make a DC of 16 with his wisdom. Ability check. No, this is saving throw. And he hits 15. So he is now, but he's raging. So he has advantage, so I have to roll that again.
Wait, I thought he lost his advantage last time.
No, he's
Who's
still
raging?
He's still the Orgon. He's raging, which gives, and he blew it on the second one, so it doesn't matter. He is now no longer raging, and he is now frightened.
Nice.
And being frightened That means that he is now, when you're frightened, you're at disadvantage on your attacks. Druger, just because he wasn't born yesterday. Let me see what his actions are. His second wind, it's a bonus action. He's going to use second wind. Alright, so he's going to get 2d10 plus 2. No, 1d10. Let's do it. Here we go. 12. He gets 12 points back. That was a very good roll. That makes a big difference. Alright. This gentleman, he's not concentrating anymore, right? Because he blew the... No. He managed to hold the spell, but you've broken it, so the concentration is irrelevant now. Is he going to try and run? Is he going to give up? You know, he's a fanatic. He wouldn't do that. But what he would do, because you've been so kind to come so close to him, he will hit you with this. Inflict wounds. Necrotic damage, 3d10. Oops. No, undo that one. And so Kenji, you take 18 points of necrotic damage as you feel the skin and flesh wither away from the place where this fiend has touched you. But it is now your turn, and I assume you're going to probably give this guy a tracheotomy for free. Kenji?
Yeah, basically.
Alright. There goes your attack.
See, there's nothing you can stop me. I'm tracheotomy man.
And you do your damage, and you slash him straight across the throat. He looks at you, opens his mouth to protest, and all that comes out is pink gurgling blood as he drops to his knees dead.
You still have your second attack.
Yes. So, you haven't moved, so you still also have all of your movement. And you know there is a battle taking place somewhere over here. So I'm assuming you're going to run towards the battle. I'm going to take it that he said yes, because I know he's having some connection problems too. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's as far as he needs to go. He can see that. Now, he could pull out his bow, but I think this is one of those times where the spell that is kind of... Oh, you could do that one. That would be so much more fun. But we'll do this. Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, that would work. I'm gonna say I have the Eldritch Blast missile.
And you hit, and your damage is exactly what he needed to be snuffed out of existence. And the beast drops to its knees in a smoking, writhing hulk. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. You are all still alive. I didn't think that was going to happen for a while. However, lying on the beach, unconscious and bound, is your good friend Sildar.
Yeah, I'm getting away from the heat source.
Yes.
I'll head towards Sildar.
Yeah, so does Druger. Takes a step away. It's hot. It's hot. I'm telling you, it's hot. But now that he's dead, it's starting to cool off.
Oh, not the time for marshmallows. Okay.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
So everybody goes around Sildar.
Unbind him and see how he is.
So you guys managed to wake him, roust him from his slumber, his involuntary slumber. He is slightly exhausted because he has been drugged. That's why he was not waking up through all of this. And he is somewhat gurgly and garbly, and he would, even if he had woken up, he wouldn't have been terribly useful to you in battle anyways, because he's still quite groggy. And he looks at us. Well, what have we got here? Who the heck invited all of you kids to this party?
Does the drug qualify as a poison to lay on hands and neutralize a poison?
You know what? Let's call it that. You want to go ahead and neutralize the poison? Let's call it a poison.
Yeah, let me see how many points I have left. Is he injured? Does he need healing
Nope,
more than that?
He's not hurt. He was drugged.
Okay. I will try. I say just hang on, friend. We'll have you back to fighting form in no time.
All right. Lay on hands.
I think the rest of these...
You had 5 points
Yeah.
to spend, right?
Yeah, I had 12. Now I'm down to 7.
Perfect. So
And
he
the
is
other
now-
7 can go to a Druger.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, you have survived. You have revived your comrade in arms and rescued him from a fate potentially worse than death. And that is where we will pick up next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. Well done, all.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah,
Good battle.
I'm not kidding. I was beginning to wonder if you guys were going to get out of that one alive.
So was I.
That Oregon is bad news.
I'll post a meme I made.
do we want to see this meme?
I posted it in the Discord.
Okay.
Gonna fight some cultist fatties. Find a monster that's on their side. It's homebrew. It rages.
Okay. Okay. That's funny. Okay. I don't know why that's making me laugh so hard, but it absolutely is. Okay, guys. Great match today. You guys are all alive, and you guys actually got to your objective. You saved your pal. Now you just need to know if you can get back home and in one piece and alive. What else is going on in the city of Phandalin? Will you guys be able to save your cleric friend, or will she become a very awesome-looking piece of jewelry? These and other questions will be asked next week on the Gatewalker Saga.
Thank you very much, everybody. That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Alrighty, take care, folks. Have a great week.
too.
Stay safe, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Later.
Alright, now to go and end my... I'm hoping this actually streamed. If it didn't, I'll be heartbroken. Hopefully.
It looked like I did. I checked in there.
I just need
At
to
least
find...
at the beginning.
Yeah, I need to find where the stream actually is now, because now I'm not exactly sure
There
where
you
it
go.
is.
Oh,
No, I think... the
Oh, were
stream-
you streaming both on Twitch and on Discord?
Yes, it was the only way Kenji could actually see what he needed to see. So, this is interesting. I can't get into... I don't know if the Twitch is still running, because I've got multiple desktops running right now. I think it may have actually crashed. It crashed.
No, it's still going. I'm
Is it?
looking at it right now.
Oh my god, it is still going! Fantastic! We still have it. I am now going to end the stream. Thank you very much, folks. This was a lot of fun. Cheers.